Welcome back to the class, 7th standard English literature, the same chapter, The Blind Dog. This is part number 5. The middle events continued. There is a last set of middle events. So, hope all of you have noted down these points, these 5 points, and have written few words against each points, and with that you are able to now thoroughly remember up to these 3 parts. That is, we have now seen beginning events, middle events first set, middle events second set. Now we are going to see middle events last set. We will see this, and then at the end again we will discuss this. The ribbon seller, the novel vendor, and the perfumer observed it one evening when business was slack and held a conference among themselves. It rends my heart to see that poor dog slaving. Can't we do something? The ribbon seller remarked. That rascal has started lending money for interest. I hear from the fruit seller he is earning more than he needs. He has become a very devil for money. At this point, the perfumer's eyes caught the scissors dangling from the ribbon rack. Give it here, he said, and moved on with the scissors in his hand. You'll see the meanings. Slack, less demanding, rents, hurts, lending, giving loan. Okay. So now what has happened? The sellers conference you all know, when there is a small meeting. So one day when the business was less, not too much of business, too much of demand was there, they started discussing among themselves. The ribbon seller was telling, it is really very painful to me, it is hurting me how much this dog is slaving, and this fellow don't have any what he says he is not even pitying the dog, and he started lending money for interest. He started giving loan with. So normally a beggar means what? A beggar means will be having very less money. He will not have any money. He will be whatever people give money, he will be able to buy some food, or some people will give food. That's all will be there with him. But this fellow started earning so much money, and he started giving loan. He started like a bank, right? So even the fruit seller was telling he is earning so much. That's why the balance money with the balance money more than what he wants, he started giving it as loan, and he has become a devil for money. He is like a big devil. He earns so much money. When they were talking, the perfume vendor, he noticed one thing: the scissors in the ribbon vendor's hand, right, in the ribbon vendor's rack in the frame. He took the scissors. Now think what will happen. Just before going to the next page, you can pause the video and think for a moment. Wonderful. I am very sure all of you would have got it. Yes, let's see how it happens. The blind man was passing in front of the eastern gate. The dog was straining the lead. There was a piece of bone lying on the way, and the dog was straining to pick it up. The lead became taut and hurt the blind man's hand, and he tugged the string and kicked it till the dog howled. It howled but could not pass the bone lightly. It tried to make another dash for it. The blind man was heaping curses on it. The perfumer stepped up, applied the scissors, and snipped the card. The dog bounced off and picked up the bone. The blind man stopped dead where he stood, with the other half of the string dangling in his hand. Meaning, taut means pull tightly. So that's all. So now the dog's desire for a piece of bone and subsequent release. What happened? They were again, as usual, they were passing the eastern gate. Earlier he used to sit in the eastern gate. Now what happens? He keeps moving around. The blind man with the dog as a lead. But then the dog saw a piece of bone. It wanted to pick up the bone. But every time it tried, he was getting kicked because it was straining the hand of the blind man. The blind man's hand becomes tight, and he started kicking it. He started heaping curses. Heaping curses means telling it a lot of bad words, and finally what happened? The perfumer, all of you thought correctly, right? He went and cut the cord, and the dog jumped, picked the bone, and ran like anything. And what happened to the blind man? Suddenly he lost the weight. The dog's pull is not there. He has understood the dog has ran away. He just dead. He just stopped as it is. He didn't know what to do. And let's see what happens in the next page. Continue with the same paragraph. Tiger, tiger, where are you? He cried. The perfumer moved away quietly, muttering, You heartless devil, you will never get at him again. He has his freedom. The dog went off at top speed. He nosed about the ditches happily, hurled himself on other dogs, ran round and round the fountain in the market square, barking, his eyes sparkling with joy. He returned to his favorite haunts and hung about the butcher's shop, the tea stall, and the bakery. So the blind man was shouting, "What happened to Tiger?" But this fellow, this perfumer, he just muttered, he told, "Devil, heartless devil, you cunning fellow," whatever he told, "you will not get him again. He has got his freedom." And by that time, the dog started, returned to his earlier life. Earlier, like loafing around, went around the fountain, went around the streets, lanes. These are the three favorable haunts for it, favorite haunts: butcher shop, the tea stall, and the bakery, because here only people come and feed, no, a lot of food it will get. So he was very happy and started returning to his earlier life. Blind man struggles. The ribbon vendor and his two friends stood at the market gate and enjoyed the sight immensely as the blind man struggled to find his way about. He stood rooted to the spot, waving his stick. He felt as if he were hanging in midair. He was wailing, "Oh, where is my dog? I will murder it when I get it again. Get at it again." He groped about, tried to cross the road, came near being run over by a dozen vehicles at different points, tumbled and struggled and gasped. He would deserve it if he was run over. This heartless blackguard, they said, observing him. However, the old man struggled through and, with the help of someone, found his way back to his corner in the chowdhury veranda and sank down on his gunny sack bed, half faint with the strain of his journey. Any meaning is there? Yes, groped, searching blindly. Grope means searching blindly. Deserve, receive rightly because of one's actions. So this we have seen in one of the poems. Deserve, what I deserve. That means if you do good things, you will get good returns. If you do bad things, you will get bad returns. So now all the three, the ribbon vendor and his two friends, they were all happily enjoying. The blind man was just waving his stick. He didn't know what to do. He started asking, "Oh, where is my dog? I will murder you." And he was just waving his hand. As you know, any blind person, if they were walking without any guidance, they'll be doing like this. He was about to fall down. Vehicles were about to hit him. Finally, somebody helped him and he returned to his chowdhury veranda and fell down on his bed with almost fainting and full of tiredness from his journey, because the last few minutes he struggled to get back to his place. So in this video, we have understood the final set of middle events: seller's conference, dog's desire for a piece of bone and subsequent release, dog's return to earlier life, blind man struggles. So there are 4 points. As usual, now what you do, pause the video, note down all these 4 points and write against each some words. If you have doubt, first go through the video thoroughly and then close the video and write down these points. Then we will see, I will tell anyone and you can cross check whether what I have told and what you have written are correct. Yes, now I am going to tell about a dog's return to earlier life. That is the 3rd point. What happened? After picking up the bone, it went around the fountain, started barking, started falling on his friends, fighting, skirmishes, scars, everything started, go round and round, and finally reached its favorite haunts. What are the 3 places? Yes, all of you would have written correctly. The bakery, the tea stall, and I forgot. The butcher shop. Butcher shop, you know, no? Where the goats are killed and sold. Okay. So these three places, it was just going round and round so that people will give some food. So now you can check, after you have written all these points, you can check with the video or the textbook whether whatever notes you have written is matching or not. This way you will be able to remember the story very well. Now we are going to read and understand the end of the story in the next video. As usual, 5 questions. You can see, now you see the question number 2. Where all did the dog hang about after getting released? Just now I told. So if you have thoroughly understood the video, if you have taken notes, there is no need to even go back to the video. You'll be able to immediately write all the answers, and it will take not more than 5 minutes. Each question will take only 1 minute. But still I suggest you can take 15 minutes, think whether anything is correct or not. And like no, the ribbon seller cut the cord with which the dog was leading the blind man. You can now think who cut the cord. One of the points I've written, the dog's release, how the dog got released. So you can think whether it is correct, he has done or who has done. Similarly, before the cord was cut, the dog was trying to take a dash off dash. There are two blanks are there. Now you will be able to remember the first one. What was the desire for the dog? Yes. So you will be, if you have taken notes, there is no need for going back to the video to even understand after writing the questions. You will be able to answer without even referring anything. That's all for this video. Thank you.